The end of my day just don't feel right. Whenever you're gone for a while out of my sight, my tummy starts tossing and turning around. What's up, my beautiful people? I am Ricky, and this is my beautiful wife, Valerie Hughes, and we
are the Rocks. Welcome to another episode of Beyond I Do, presented by Dear Fathers. Yes, we are sponsored by Rex Whiskey.
I'm running a little low, Rex. I need another bottle because I'm running a little low.
And today we have some very special guests with us. We have David and Jahnene Bass. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey. How y'all doing?
We good. Appreciate y'all having us.
Oh, of course.
The pleasures are all ours.
Yeah, for sure. Happy to have y'all. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Let's start there. Take it away.
Shoot. What can I say? We some awesome people. At least we claim to think we're awesome. God-fearing people. 2 beautiful kids. Yeah.
Married 4 years.
Dating for like
14.
I thought it was 13.
14. Took him 10 years to propose, guys. 10.
Hey, you gotta make sure it's right. You don't want to rush things.
It's a marathon. It's a marathon.
Anything else?
No, that's us.
You're awesome. Awesome people, 2 kids, 4 years in.
Great brother, great sister. We're very blessed to have y'all. What'd you say?
High school sweethearts. I guess that is.
High school sweethearts. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's so beautiful.
I actually got on U-City colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just in case.
Yeah, but he ain't from where we from.
I love y'all though.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, kick it up.
We're gonna jump right into it, okay? Are you ready? Drum roll, please. All right. 10 seconds to name 5 restaurants that you have eaten at together. Go.
Cheesecake Factory.
Applebee's, 54th Street, Olive Garden, First Watch. Oh, so many times.
There we go.
No, 5. I thought 4. Y'all hit 5? Okay. Yeah. And I like that y'all had the same first answer.
All right, go. 10 seconds, 5 movies. Go. You've seen together at the movie theater. Go.
Bad Boys, Fast and Furious series. Help brother out.
And that's all of them Fast and Furious as hell as it is.
Right.
All 5.
Yeah, all 5. But they all
ding, ding, ding.
All right. So this next game that we're gonna play. All right, y'all gotta agree before we can move on to this next question, okay? So who is the most patient?
Okay.
See,
okay.
The next one will be easy too.
Who sings the best?
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? I go with her, but your boy, you know.
You can sing?
A little something?
I can do something.
You can sing a little bit?
Nah, I'm lying.
I wouldn't have doubted it though. I could see that little group drop a little album, quarantine album.
All right, who talks on the phone the most?
Definitely her.
Definitely.
You talk on the phone?
Yes.
You.
You're a phone talker?
I don't talk on the phone.
Who's the biggest phone talker?
You are. You are. You're talking on the phone more than me.
Wow.
I guess the length, but not like more like quantity and quality.
Okay.
You have duration. He has multiple calls.
Yeah. Right. I think that's what it is.
You got business, brother, friends. You totally got to be. Mm-hmm.
So you're just gonna agree or disagree on that one.
Exactly. Y'all want it's her.
All right, y'all. So, what is one thing you wish someone would have told you about marriage prior to saying I do?
Okay, so I'm gonna go first. I read a lot of books on like just marriage in general, just so we can better ourselves. And so I recently started reading this book called Love and Respect. And basically it's emphasis on the wife showing their husband respect. So you always hear husbands love your wives. So the other half of that scripture, which is Ephesians 5:33, is respect your husbands. So it was mind blowing because like it's simple, but to know that's biblical too. And you know, and it comes from just simple stuff like whether you raising your voice or just trying to defend yourself in any kind of way and making them feel just like this big. And just knowing how men are in general like to be uplifted. I wish I would have known that because when I get mad, I just start talking.
Oh.
Yeah, what was the Bible verse? Ephesians what?
Ephesians 5:33.
Okay. I'll be honest, I think I've only heard the first half of that verse too.
Yes, and it talks all about it. So good. The book is called Love and Respect, though, and so it's all it talks about.
Well, yeah, the book, Love and Respect.
That's a great answer.
No.
DJ, what about you? What is one thing you wish someone would have told you about marriage prior to saying I do?
For me,
what's something that someone would have told you? You wish someone told you before you said I do. What's that one thing someone had told you, baby?
Oh man, very, very good question. For me, I wish somebody had explained to me how crucial it was to stay in the ring and fight. I think just me being the type of person I am, whenever a situation isn't going my way or I feel disrespected, it's easy for me to say, you know what, I'm good. I'll walk away. And I thank God I'm not like that. And I wish somebody would tell me and say, hey, this is a long-term relationship. And no matter how I feel in certain situations, I need to make sure that I do stay in the ring and fight for her. Now we got 2 kids, fight for the kids. And
yeah, don't fight each other. Right? We got all these outside forces.
Hey, Jahnene, what was that? Jahnene,
I'm taking notes.
Wait, tell us what your shirt said on your anniversary.
Stay married. Hashtag it's gangsta.
But I think we gonna fight. I think as people, from a kid until we adults, we're wired to fight.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, we fight for everything. We fight to get what we want. We fight to provide for our families. Everything is like a dog-eat-dog world. So it's common for us to fight each other. When reality, it's like we don't need to. It's just how we was raised. You know what I'm saying? So fight in the right way, I should say. I want to fight and make sure that I'm fighting for our love and our happiness.
That's it.
Too, like our generation, just with social media, like people have access to you that would have never had access prior. Especially, I mean, for y'all, because y'all relationship started before social media was really popping, and then he's in college and you're in college, and now social media exists and it's popping, So I feel like that adds another like factor to it, and I feel like it's easier to see what the world thinks and what the world has going on, and let that get mixed up to what you got going on internally.
Absolutely,
we just see things that we like would have never seen.
Yeah,
and then those leads to thoughts, and thoughts leads to actions. But that's interesting. So, DJ, you traveled a lot. You were out of town a lot. You were in the NFL for 5 seasons. And first of all, I want to just commend you on that. That is just such an amazing accomplishment, my brother. And I actually play a little college football myself, so I really know the levels you went, and that's just amazing. I want to give you flowers right now, brother. That's very inspiring.
Appreciate it.
Sure. So I'm sure you have many takeaways from the NFL. What are some takeaways that had helped you as a husband and a father?
It's a lot, actually. It can go both ways. So maybe for one, I'll say it was more bad takeaways than good. When I say bad than good, it was bad situations that I've seen that I learned from. Man, in the NFL, as y'all know, you kind of see everything. You see stuff you dreamed of, stuff you never knew existed. You see, we got 90 guys in the locker room, crazy egos, and you got family people. So it's easy to see. And I don't want to speak dirty on people because everybody different, but you see a lot of cheating, infidelity, people going out, not spending time with their kids or having side families. Like, I see a lot of that. And then I see some of this stuff, some people get by with it, and other people, it's like they just kind of skate free. And it's like, wow, like I know you got a whole family here, and you got a whole kid that your family don't know about. And it's not my job to go say, hey, you need to go say something or you need to fix the situation. But I'm seeing that, and I'm like, well, I don't want that. And I see on the other hand, what people find out and the pain that it put and toll it takes on their relationship. And it's like, y'all never put my wife in that situation, my kids. So I learned from those situations and kind of try to be the best version of me. And also, from a biblical standpoint, I got a lot of great guys, mentors that's kind of poured into me and taught me how to appreciate her, taught me how to love her, taught me how to, pray with her, study the Bible with my wife, and then my kids. And I see them leading Bible study. I see them, teaching their kids the word and doing different activities. And it's like, yo, I want that. And I see the success and the happiness they have. And it's just like you watch a movie. It's like, yo, I really want that. So I kind of took a lot of notes from them situations. So it's been a lot of good and bad that I took away from people in the locker room.
Can I ask a question about that? So, like, I know y'all go to the, I'm forgetting the word, like retreats, marriage retreats with the NFL. Was that something that you guys sought out, or did some of the people that you were saying were like mentoring you, were they the ones that put you on that?
So I'm keeping it 100 with you. It's through the NFL, and I knew about it my rookie year. And just like me, just like others, I was like, I'm not going to no marriage conference for 4 days straight. And it was more so like church. And I'm looking at it as a 21-year-old. I'm like, I'm not going to church for 4 days straight. Like, that's not happening. And I had Brandon Marshall at the time, receiver for the Bears, called me. He got on my head like once a week, like, hey, you sign up, you going to PAO, and PAO is the same week as my mother's birthday. I always usually go to St. Louis for it. So I'm like, nah, it's my mom's birthday. I'm gonna be out of town. I can't. I'm throwing all the excuses, and he like, no, you're signing up. They end up sponsoring us. We just had to take care of our flights. We went to San Diego our first year, and instantly fell in love with it. By like day 2, I'm like, I'll never miss this again a day in my life. Like, it was
awesome. You know what? That's just the side of the NFL that you don't hear too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just dope.
It's life changing. It's
just amazing that another man would encourage you to and stay on you about coming to that. That's amazing. That speaks volumes. Yeah.
Facts. I was the same way. Once that happened, I got that experience. It's like a mountaintop experience when you're there. You learn so much. You walk away just feeling refreshed and cleansed. I went back and I told everybody else, and I got several people to come. And I'm not gonna say individual name, but I got a great friend, dear to my heart. And it's funny because he came out there, and he was another guy in a relationship, but he was living his life. And I'm like, bro, just come to PAO, check it out. He like, bro, I don't know about this. I'm like, just come. They gonna sponsor you your first time. He came by the morning, I want to say about 11 o'clock the second day. He came to me and was like, yo, Bass, I literally just text like every dude in my phone, all my homeboys, like, yo, we finna turn our life around. And I literally text every girl in my phone and was like, I'm done. Don't call me. Don't text me no more. I'm giving everything I got to my family. And I was just sitting there like, wow, that's like mind-blowing just to see that effect that PAO has had, or any marriage conference for that.
Yeah, we've never been on a marriage conference. We should go.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to do that, and I appreciate you all for that wisdom.
Yeah. Jahnene is a teacher, so she be telling me some things. All right, so I want to talk about that. So I think I have it right. So 2 of the years that you were in the league, those last 2 years, y'all got married and had your first daughter, right? Was it the last 2 years? Okay. So, Jahnene, I want to ask you, like, what was all those transitions like for you? Like, just like transitioning into wifehood and motherhood. And part of the time, like, while DJ is in the NFL, but either way, I feel like that still would have been a transition no matter what your husband did. But I want to hear from you, like, what did it feel like to just be a first-time wife and a first-time mom within the first couple years of y'all marriage and last couple years of DJ's being in the league?
So the first thing, it was really hard for me so when we got married, we were with Nashville, so with the Titans, and I was still working. I was approaching my 5th year. I was trying to hit that 5-year milestone, and he was like, you got to move down here with me. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, we married now. I'm like, we've been long distance for 9.5 years. What's the heck? What 1 more year? Because I really want to make 5 years. So I think for that I cried. I did not want to leave. We tried to work with the company to allow me to work from home. Didn't work, so I went ahead and put the 2-week notice in. Moved down there in August and got pregnant. We conceived probably the first week. Now it's like we just got married. I moved in there in August. She came before our 1-year anniversary. So now I'm pregnant the entire time.
Oh my gosh.
It's so hard to make friends because I didn't look like everybody else. I didn't act like everybody else. So I think not having that support system was the hardest thing, because I used to go to him and be like, babe, I still don't have friends. I literally sat in the house all day long by myself, like go to the grocery store, cook. So it was kind of hard there to make friends. I'll see people occasionally at the games and be like, hey. So that was pretty tough. Marriage-wise, I think once he came home, we did pretty well. We were used to being apart. So when he came home, I gave him his space, gave him time to wind down, and then we just hung out. And then baby girl came a year later, and he signed with the Seattle Seahawks. So when she was 3 months, I was flying to Seattle with this new baby. And again, Seattle was such a good place. I think just the environment of where we were, I was excited. It wasn't too bad. I think he did a good job of supporting, but we were only there for a week when he was cut, and he flew to New York. So now he's across the country, and I'm still in Seattle with a 3-month-old, having to pack up our apartment. And I think at that time it was hard because he's always been the organized one and did everything. So now it's me calling to get the car shipped, and I always need his approval. Like, I'm very indecisive. So I'm like, taking my time, calling him across the country, like, babe, like, you think this is okay? He's like, yeah, just make sure you take a picture of this. And I'm trying to like pack stuff got mixed up. So I think that was probably the hardest thing. But once I finally got to New York a week later, I ended up meeting a girl, and we're still like really close to this day. And she really helped me. She already had 3 kids. And so she kind of just took me under her wing. Invited me over all the time. Like, if I had any kind of parenting questions, I'll ask her. And so it ended up working. So I feel like with community and like the support of him, it kind of made that whole transition easy.
That's dope. I feel like that's kind of like a common theme with what y'all saying, the community and just sisterhood and brotherhood, being able to support y'all and help lead y'all in the areas that you need to help being led. I kind of, yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it works.
It seems like you all have, some tools and resources that you implement in your marriage to help it to grow and blossom. What are some of those, like, if you had to tell some new couples, just got married, single, what are some of those, like, what are some of the best tools or resources to go to initially that would set them on the best path to start off with, so they hit the ground running beyond I do? They just got married. What's some tools and resources?
I think counseling is key. Some people look to counseling and therapists as a negative thing. I think it's a great way to get to know yourself, get to know your significant other. Conferences.
Yeah, a lot of conferences. I want to say, we mentioned the PAO one, but there's one that's locally in St. Louis, and it's BIMR. And they're actually, the couple who runs that retreat is actually the couple that married us. Yeah. And
shout out Ken and Bev.
Ken and Beverly Jenkins, yes. And so going to their conferences and kind of just hearing from.
Actually.
Yeah.
He's Agape, yeah. That's in St. Louis. Thank you, man. I'm taking notes, man. BLMR.
BLMR.
Yeah, BLMR in St. Louis.
Building intimate marriage relationships, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
And outside of that, something that you can do without, trying to utilize a resource, I think, is continuing to get to know your significant other. Like, we're in different seasons every single month, every single week. And it's like, we may look at somebody like, I fell in love with her in high school, but we were 16, 17. We're totally different people.
Right.
Every time something happened, a significant event happened in our life, would change. Our views, perspective on things, feelings toward things. it's like something's always coming up. And if we just sit back and it's like, hey, I know her, you know, we're good, the dynamic of things will shift and we won't even know what happened. And before you know it, we're arguing. So it's like when we bought this house, that we're in a new season. Let's get to know each other again. We had a kid, now we had another kid. We're in a different season. If I go through a traumatic event, things can shift within us. And it's like, we got to be open enough to talk to a significant other about it, just to, you know, stay up to date with each other. And I think that's a huge key that people in their relationship, they don't do. So it's like you kind of lose your love song.
Yeah, I feel like that like definitely caught me off guard in our first year of marriage, because Ricky and I dated for so long before we got married, and it kind of seemed like we was kind of the same people all through dating. And then our first year of marriage, his mom passed, and when you talk about those traumatic experiences, that shook us up to the core. Like, it completely changed who we both were. And I mean, similar to like Jahnene saying you getting pregnant, like you only a month or so into marriage, like I went in thinking I was gonna be like this newlywed. Everybody talks about the newlywed phase, and we didn't have that for as long as I anticipated we would. And that threw me off because I didn't know that I was gonna have to keep relearning him. And I mean, I'm happy I learned it when I did, but I feel like that's not something I knew going into marriage. Like, I'm thinking we good. We've been dating for a long time. We ready for this, but nah, we both have like completely switched up our tempo and two totally different people.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean, DJ, you hit it when you said like you have to keep learning because everything keeps changing, like by the day. Like so you gotta kind of just keep moving and grooving, man.
Jahnene, give me some books. Okay, give me like, I know you read a lot of those books.
Oh, you're stranded on a desert island. You can take 3 books.
Jahnene got more than 3.
I need 3. I need you stranded on a desert island. I got 30 days to get all the wisdom, 3 books.
Go ahead, Jahnene.
Okay. Crucial Conversations is a good one. It helps just how you communicate with people because everybody's different. They give you different types of people and just how to have important conversations. So that's with relationships in general. Okay. Actually, I'm just the one I mentioned earlier, Love and Respect. I'm actually reading it right now.
Okay.
Nice free promo.
And then what's the last one? What's the good one?
The one you just read, Relationship Goals.
Relationship Goals. I'll say Relationship Goals. That's the most current one.
Okay. Okay. So Relationship Goals, can you give me like one point out of there that like really stuck out to you?
Yes, I can. Progression, not perfection. So a lot of times we try to get this perfect life, this Instagram square, just perfect, and kind of void out all of the chaos around. Yeah. So I would say that one. So not trying to be perfect, but constantly striving for perfection. So that way, constantly talking to each other, building each other up.
Yeah, perfection, not perfection. I like that. You're taking notes, baby.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
One day. Oh, look, and I started reading this book. It's been a while. This is the Bible. I got to study
the Bible. Shout out to Pastor Nix.
I'm just getting him after 30.
Oh, you know what? I want to ask another question, Jahnene, because I feel like
shout out to Pastor Nix.
I feel like, okay, so I should have said this in the beginning, but I've known Jahnene since high school. So, and you have 3 brothers. I feel like that has like just made you so cool. Like, I feel like you just have this real like understanding spirit about you, especially when it comes to men and males. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, you're just like real cool. Like, do you contribute that to like growing up with a big brother and then 2 little brothers?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I would probably mostly say my big brother. Mm-hmm. Like he mentioned earlier, that like reverse psychology type thing. He kind of like made sure I didn't date the kind of man that he was at the time, like with what he was going through, talking to different girls and stuff. So he made me very scared. But yeah, I really think so. It was just us, and then the younger brothers, they're only 2 years under. So we're like triplets in a sense. I tell everybody I raised them, but I would definitely say that having all brothers kind of made me pretty tough a tomboy. I wish I could wear heels though. That's cool. Put on some makeup every once in a while. But then we're gonna keep dressing alike.
Hey DJ, what do you think about that? Do you think she was pretty understanding as far as just being a woman goes? And I mean, especially like with you being in the NFL, and, you know, y'all being long distance, do you feel like she was pretty cool?
She was cool by default because she didn't want to lose this. I think everything was cool. I think you know, everybody go through rough patches. We had our share, but I think as she continued to learn to trust me, because I'm a person of strong value, high morals, and it's like I'm not gonna do a lot of the stuff at the time that when we were separated that she may have had in her mind or somebody told her was going on. And I think the stronger we grew together, the more trust that we built. I think it was easy for her to, you know, just sit back, enjoy the relationship, enjoy the journey, even though it was long distance, and just.
DJ, you know, with that being said, what gave you just the wisdom and the know to, you know, be so just mature and just present at that moment when a lot of our peers weren't, me included? Like, I had to learn so much by falling and bumping my head, and not that you didn't, but just what prior to that, you know, gave you the wisdom, or was it just, you know, who you were?
Chill out. First of all, I appreciate that. I don't know. That's an interesting question because I think a lot of it's in my DNA. I don't think it was something I initially was taught as a kid or read in the Bible. I just think I've always been one to stray away from the crowd. And I think that's what it comes down to. Like even with now, part of the reason I don't drink, I don't smoke is because I like being different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't cheat because not only I don't want to be cheated on and don't want to hurt her feelings, but it's like, yo, if my peers doing it, let me go ahead and be that light that they can see at the end of the tunnel and kind of help people, you know, come from that dark side. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know really. Sometimes I actually sit back and think like, you know, certain things in my life, how did I end up this way and what caused me to be that way? But I think it was just wanting to be different.
You a light, man. I think you just, we listen to you just like a light, and that attracts, you know, like, just say if I was in the NFL, I would want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what helps the balance. When some do, some don't, and some you see, you learn a lot by watching. You know, so I don't know. I'm just curious because it's interesting. Well, you know, and now you have a son. You know, so he's already ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because the wisdom and just the experience you have, he gonna be a Titan. Yeah,
and he got a cool mama, and Raya's ahead of the game too, because she has a great dad, great uncles, a great grandfather. She is good. Y'all kids are blessed. Yeah, so let's ask about the kids and how the pandemic is going. How y'all doing?
We surviving.
We actually good. You know, this is kind of our life. We real low key. We can't get out as much or travel as much as we did, but we like kicking it with people, hanging out. I guess that's probably her biggest downfall, not being able to have as many people over. But
yeah, I'm a talker.
Normally it's just us. We're around the house.
He doesn't talk. Yeah. Extrovert, introvert is just woo. So me and Araya have a lot of conversations. Obviously, I'm teaching her how to read and stuff. So we talk a lot, me and her.
It's been a lot of Zoom calls.
House party.
A lot of house party. We're in a life group with about 7 other couples.
Get on every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday. Then we got things with the business trying to take off. So trying to stay busy with that. But overall, we've been good.
Then we had a newborn dead smack in the middle of a stay-at-home order. That was different. He couldn't come to the last, 2 or 3 doctor's appointments because it was only, they were only letting the moms in. And then the whole hospital stay, we had to wear masks the whole time. That was pretty tough. Yeah. Sleeping with a mask on.
Yeah.
Man. This time is something we'll never forget. This is just like unreal. This
Yes.
time. So
And
it's happy to hear y'all good. And
shout out
blessed.
to all the mamas and the daddies out here having babies right now during the pandemic, because that is rough. I mean, it's already a transition on its own, but to put a pandemic on top of it is just
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
bad. But I'm happy to hear y'all are doing so well. You have anything else? What you got?
What are let's see. Beyond I do. Say you had a hashtag. What is like one gem you would give to us? Even because I'll be asking for the people, but also for myself. What's that one like foundation, like your caption to just have the best chance of having a successful marriage or relationship, rather?
For me, man, it's I don't know. So many hashtags you can go with about success. I think kind of touch back on everything we spoke of prior is my hashtag probably be never give up. It's like you know what you wanted when you jumped into marriage.
Never give up.
So no matter the circumstances and how hard it get, challenging, whether you guys may fall out of like or love, it's like, yo, never give up on that original feeling, that original love song that y'all created. Because, you know, deep down is what you want. And I don't want anybody, especially us, making a decision, permanent decision at a temporary moment. So
What's y'all song? I'm sorry.
I was about to ask that. What's y'all song?
What's y'all song?
I think I know what it is.
So do we got a song? Honestly,
Not really.
we ain't even got no song. I just like saying that. It's like,
You said it twice. I was
Yeah,
like,
but y'all need a song right now. We need a song now.
what was your first dance to?
man, it was just Wale.
That's when it came out, right?
Oh, shoot.
That's when it came out.
Well,
I don't know.
Did y'all dance to Beyonce 1+1? I know Alexa and Jeremy did.
I know I interrupted it and sang to him, so I don't remember.
Man,
That's not good.
that's a good question.
Okay, what song?
Val be knowing stuff like
What
that.
song did you sing down the
I would be
aisle?
surprised.
I sang, I don't even know the proper name. Golden.
Sing it.
Sing it.
How I start off?
What did I do? Reporting live.
Sing a little bit of it. I don't remember how it goes.
Golden.
That was not golden.
I know. I don't know what it's called.
It's a few little stanzas.
That's terrible.
How did it
I remember
go?
I went song.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the first verse.
I just remember it. She said, turn y'all cell phones off, and people had their cell phones on messing the mic up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We got
Take me back in the day when loving was pure.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's beautiful. Now, DJ, you sing. DJ, you sing it.
Because earlier in the question, you wasn't sure what you was going to answer.
I'm so ready to love. I'm so ready to give you my all. Yes, I am.
Yeah, you ain't ready for this. Yeah.
The verses.
Okay, Jahnene, what's
The verses, Jahnene.
Jahnene, what is your gem or your hashtag? What's your gem that has kept y'all rocking all these years? 15, 16? How many years?
I'd say 14. 14 together. We was friends a couple of years before that. So
Whatever one was right.
it'll be 16 years. We can say 16.
I would say 16.
14 official though. Who's my friend? I'm gonna keep it simple. Hashtag communication, all caps. I think that's literally the most important. If I'm not communicating, he's not gonna know what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna know what he's thinking, so you can't grow. So if you're not talking, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so now give us a tip. Give us like one tip on how to better communicate.
That's a good one.
And the tip.
Let me know. I'll be having communication problems.
All right. I don't even know if it's a tip, but it's one thing. Remember we went to PAO. Say communicating during a fight, knowing your significant other, knowing like if you hot-headed and you gonna yell, like we're gonna get into it, I'm gonna yell at her. Know myself enough to say, take myself out of the situation because I know how I am. Go back, write it on a piece of paper or text it to her.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that was huge because it's like a lot of people don't know how to talk to each other. And even in our relationship, she liked to raise her voice. I don't. If somebody raised their voice at me, it's like, yo, we got a problem. one, I'm either not finna waste my time and talk to you, or two, basically the same thing. I'm gonna just take myself out of the situation. Like when you calm down, then we can talk.
So by default, it makes me feel silly. If I'm raising my voice and he was like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "Because we're arguing." He was like, "No, we're just having a conversation." And I'm like, "I guess we are." So it shuts me up.
But I mean, we gonna have disagreements all the time, and I just like, yo, we disagreeing right now. Let's talk about it. Ain't no point of yelling. It ain't gonna do nobody no good.
I'm just loud.
Jahnene, what's your tip?
I would say, it's kind of piggyback off of what he said. So first, like never going to bed mad at each other, but being able to take yourself out, because you can't take back words. So whatever you say, words stick. Like regardless if you move forward, those words are always going to be there. So not letting yourself get so hot-headed that you just say anything. So literally take yourself out of the thing, breathe, and then come back before you go to bed, so you don't go to bed mad at each other.
That's true. Because we know exactly what to say, how to act, every little nuance to get
push the
button. Know the exact button, the exact tap how you can do it. You know, so that's important that you said that we just are mindful of that. That know we have so much power against each other, we can't use that power against each other.
Right.
You know, we gotta navigate it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
I'm texting.
Yeah, this is really man.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna close it down a little bit. But first we want y'all to fill in the sentence for us. So we want to hear a collective goal. And y'all can answer it together, however y'all want to do it. But beyond I do, we will blank. What's y'all goal?
What? What's our goal?
I would say continue to get to know each other. What would you say?
Continue to get to know each other.
I like that.
That's been kind of like the theme of today too. I like that.
Yeah,
I would communicate with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by us continuing to get to know each other, that's going to strengthen our relationship and also put us in a position to be that light for other relationships or young people coming up. It's like, if we know we got everything in order by knowing each other and knowing what we like, don't like, setting boundaries, expectations, that'll set us on a nice platform for others.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, so continue to get to know each other, man. We really appreciate y'all. We got some books. I got some communication goals. You know, I really feel like I just being transparent. We've been doing, you know, what we're doing, and we speaking with these couples, married couples, and I've been growing so much as a husband and a father. It's just a blessing. I guess we've been, you know, interviewing some dope couples, and I wanted to say off the top, I appreciate y'all, and I'm growing. And I tell you that even off the camera, that like, man, these episodes I really enjoy because I'm doing things different because I'm learning. Like I didn't really have that insight before, you know, or it wasn't around in my DNA. I learned it like boom, 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 and now I feel like I'm growing. And so, with that being said, I really appreciate y'all.
Let's break down some of the gems. I just want to highlight some of the gems real quick. The first thing,
what stood out?
I'm sorry, you guys. Tell me how, when he keeps over talking me, how do I get him to be quiet? Give me some tips on that.
I asked what stood out to you.
No, okay, I'm sorry.
I'm saying what stood out to you.
Okay. So I love what Jahnene said. I love what she said, love and respect. I feel like you don't hear respect often when you hear when people say goals and stuff. Like it's a lot about love. It's heavy on the love. And I don't think I hear respect a lot at all. So that was something that really resonated with me and sound different than anything I've heard before. And I think that goes back to y'all just having that foundation of friendship and Jahnene just being such a cool woman to be around men. She's just cool. She got it. And I just think that is major. I love that you read it in a book and you were able to apply it to your life. So that was my biggest gem that I took out of this. And community. Community was so dope to me. And I think the longer Ricky and I have been married, the more I realize I just love being around like-minded people, but also like people who are willing to be transparent about marriage, and they're just really, I mean, good people. Like, it's just such a blessing to have people like you guys in our lives, and it makes a difference. Like, it makes you want to do the right thing. When your friend says love and respect, that matters, you know.
Yeah. Get a little accountability system going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell us how we can keep up with y'all. What's y'all social media handles?
Everything I'm D-Bass Jr. on IG, Facebook, David, DJ Bass. Twitter, I think it's like D-Bass91, even though I don't use it.
I don't know either.
Jahnene, what's yours? You post like once a month?
Every blue moon. I'm more of a social media stalker. It's just to get me through the night, you know, get me through my day.
Yeah. When you say your social media, we would say boo boo boo. And put beeps over your social media. Like,
what's your social media? What's your social media, Jahnene?
Jahnene Deshay on IG, and then Jahnene Bass on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter.
Deshay. It's Twitter week.
But if you want to find me, you can reach me through him.
You know what? It's
Junior on IG.
It's a lot going on Twitter that I feel like I'm just never a part of, because Twitter is a lot of communication going on Twitter.
It's straight communication.
Just you know,
Well,
I think random. I don't be on
Twitter.
Social media stalker for you.
I got one last random question before we really wrap it up. What was your favorite program? Not city. So I know you played Jets, Seahawks, Titans. What was your favorite program of what team? What had the best program? Your favorite program?
Seattle.
You Jahnene knew. It was divided. It was Pete Carroll, right?
Yeah, Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, man. Oh man, I want to insert some round of applause right here, man. That's like a bucket list right there.
Man, it's so beautiful out there, man. The culture, it just, I don't know. It's something about that, bro. They bring the best out of you, and everything is like players. We care about the players, your body, you know what I'm saying, where your mind at. It's next level out there.
He was never stressed coming home. He was like in a good mood. He came home at reasonable times and everything. Man,
everything was short. Practice, my days.
Seattle was cool though. I heard it's a nice city, just like rains a lot. Is that true? Is it? Can we?
That's to keep you away. They don't want you to come.
Mythbuster? Is it a Mythbuster?
It's gloomy, but if y'all go during the summer,
like August, beautiful.
Take a trip out there, man. It's one of the most, I think it's arguably one of the most beautiful cities in the U.S.
I agree.
Because you got everything you need, from mountains to the river.
Water, the greenery. Big trees, like.
Everything you need out there.
Once we can travel again.
Right.
Because in Missouri, we can't go nowhere in Missouri. Once we can travel again, we're gonna check it out.
We appreciate y'all. We love you. We wish you continued success, love, happiness, communication. Thank you so much, Jahnene and David Bass, for joining us on another episode of Beyond I Do. I know our Beyond family appreciate you.
We know we want to shout out dear fathers, allowing us to bring this wonderful platform to just highlight and just shine the light on these lights, you know. And we appreciate y'all again. I'm Ricky, and this is Valerie Hughes, and we are the Rocks, and this is Beyond I Do. And Beyond I Do, communicate, people, communicate.
We love y'all.
We love y'all. Peace.
Feel free to get comfortable. Go ahead, sit back. You have any requests? Cause if you don't, then I do. Can you point your toes and arch your back?